Hi, I'm Amaro. I'm sorry I slept 3 hours tonight. Can I have my own presentation with a little bit of sound? Is that possible? So, 900 seconds. I was asked to talk something about my work. I believe this is like the frontier, isn't it? Well, my work is actually talking about crossing frontiers. I hate frontiers. I'm Portuguese. I came to Holland when I was 13. I left my home when I was 15, and when the day I became 18, I left school. I started doing photography, silkscreen printing, and interior design. No school, a lot of ideas, but most important of all, the best words in my life that I know, it's a German word. I love German language, beautiful language in theater, and it's called Begeisterung. And begeistering means that you can feel in your body and in your soul, and every day that you wake up and you go to sleep, that you would like to create a better world, because let's face it, we live in a world, we in Holland care better for our pets, like cats and dogs, than for the average Syrian children or African refugees. We take better care of our dogs and cats than people. Okay, so I just wanted to say that. We live in a very ugly world, and if I have the chance to make it nicer, I start with my own house, then I start with my street, then I start with my neighborhood, and then we hope we get there together in this better and more beautiful and more colorful and more justice world. I would like to talk to you guys about waste. So we have in Holland the food bank. People who have no money, they have the right sometimes to get a free apple or something like that. Well, I need free space. So we live in a city of Eindhoven, and that's a conservative count, 250,000 of square meters of empty office space. Well, I have a lot of students working for me. I look like shit, but I have 25 people under contract working for me. And that's only like the contractors. We still have the freelancers, and that's like a whole truckload full of freelancers. But I know people that work for me that are still paying for a little room like this, 500 euros a month. So the story of the market working and the neoliberal thing, if you have a lot of milk, milk is cheap. If you had a lot of drugs, drugs are cheap, weapons. But living space, I don't know why, if we have a lot of space, like 250,000 of empty square meters of empty office blocks, only in Eindhoven. Stupid, because that's our capital. That's like capitalization. We can capitalize that. We can give a lot of space to artists, to concert places, restaurants, leisure places, and living spaces. So I'm a person who likes to get in a place. Oh, this is like the space where I live in. It's a Stroomhuisje. It has been existed for 15 years. We do exhibitions, we do parties, we do concerts, we do illegal parties, and we have workshops like ceramics. We have a sound studio with a lot of artists. One of the biggest names that came from our studios is Kovacs. Like a couple of years ago, everybody was looking at her, that's that street musician, and now she's a big star, so she's everybody's friend now. Okay, and what I would like to reach here, besides talking about my work, this kind of narcissistic thing that our mayor convinced me to talk about, is that if you guys just give us some space, like affordable space to live in, maybe one of the people who are studying here in Eindhoven, they would feel themselves Eindhovenaar, because they are not living in a little room paying 500 euros a month. And we could create new stuff. Well, Stroma is one of those places. Because we didn't get a room, we didn't get a place, we had to occupy it. So we squatted. Well, we forget that Paradiso, that's the biggest concert place in Holland. Prince played, there are only 1,400 people in Paradiso. It's a concert place in Amsterdam, old church. If Prince comes to Holland, he plays in Paradiso. Lady Gaga came to Holland, they played the big stadium gigs. She plays in Paradiso, a little gig for 1,000 people. That place was squatted. The FNR, that's our music temple in Eindhoven, that we rebuilt it for millions of euros, was not our question. It was a question from other people that wanted to build that. Was also squatted in the beginning. Why? Because the establishment didn't know what the young people wanted to have. We know that. If the establishment stays establishment, we, the street, can explain what we are waiting for. Okay, so that's what we did with the Stroomhuis. We created a place, we refused until today any kind of state money. We don't need money because we make a hell of a lot of money with the stuff that we do. We just need space and we need people that are prepared to do this. And we're not looking for people who wanted to think out of the box, because I hate that, because this box is so big. You guys are just lazy to look all the little corners of the box. So you want to go out of the box. No. Let's first discover what the box has to offer. Well, the Stroomhuis is one of those boxes. So we are using every square meter of this building to give you guys a good time, to give a little color to the cultural life in the city without the city or you guys costing any money at all. So what I would like to say with this little story is that if we are prepared to open up the markets of the real estate, wow, and we decide like a 10% of those 250,000 square meters empty, ugly office spaces, because I mean, let's face it, we have a great city, but it's a very ugly city. Huh? You guys agree? Huh? I mean, what the Germans did in Rotterdam, we did it ourselves here. Do we agree in that too? No, okay, I understand that. So, I was asked to tell a little story about my studios. That's at Stroomhuis, and I think it's a pity because the city wants to demolish that beautiful building from 1948 to create an office block of 15 storages high. And it's an idea from 1982. That's a long time ago. Who used a BlackBerry telephone ever? Hands. BlackBerry ever? Did you ever have a BlackBerry? Who has a BlackBerry today? The world changes, huh? And it goes so fast. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna sue them. That's another thing. This is another project of mine. Again, created in a place where nobody know what to do with it. We had in the center of Strijpes, there was nothing there. I was the first inwoner, how do you call that, habitant of Strijpes. And in the tower of the restaurant, you guys know Strijpes? Yeah, you guys know Strijpes. Yeah, okay. And in the middle, there's this trashy thing, you know, everybody's always like, if you don't know it, you're like, oh, that looks apart, alternative. And well, one thing is cool. The food is good, the drinks are good, the waitresses are beautiful. We have great programs with theater, live music, and it's really nice to be there. Why? Because we just do what we just do. It's not like, hi, how you doing? Okay. We started from scratch. We built that whole place with a budget of 80,000 euros. And I mean like toilets, warming, this, that, kitchens, sound system, lighting. We gave, on our way, color to that place. We were like, I see myself like a kind of a pirate, like a pirate with a credit card, you should say that. Like, I look like shit, I drive in expensive cars, I date outrageous, like luxury ladies and stuff, but the stuff that we do, I want to create from scratch, because why throw that away if we still can make something out of it? So we created a beautiful place in the center of Strijpes, and what I would like to show you guys, because in a time of neoliberalism, it's very difficult to convince some people to invest. And I'm not talking about money. I don't need your money. I have money to invest square meters. Not in me, but in yourself, in your kids, in the colorness of this city. And why? And now, it's something I really like, because in that place that a lot of people still don't understand what we're doing there, I created 22 full-time jobs. So if you don't like our color, if you don't like our DNA, if you don't like our food, I can still say, well, we created more than 20 jobs full-time, and that's not even with the freelancers. So, and that's why I think it's very important to explain that welvaartsresten, the rests of rich society, like fruits that you don't sell, it's better to give away and let people do something with it. I have to finish this 900 seconds. I have to go to bed. My last plan I want to make at Stripe S, it's going to call the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. This is the front of the restaurant at Ketelhuis, which I do with the 3 friends of mine, like rock and roll guys, no business people, no, we kids from the street. Everything we know, we learned ourselves. I would like to, in a few years, that everybody forgets about klokgebouw. Klokgebouw is this like Philips thing, with this concrete thing, with this clock with Philips on it. And everybody talks about Stripe S, and oh, klokgebouw, ooh la la. And I would like to see, in 5 years from now, that everybody talks about Stripe S, yeah, there's this crazy guy, and he built the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. So we've been planting already plants. I know I cannot do it, but I'll do it. That you have these plants here. We planted already. Okay, you guys see it's an animation, but we already did it on real. We planted plants, and we want to put the whole building in flowers and in plants, so that if you come with your bicycle from the city, and it's like wind force 6, you see like this sexy building dancing up and down with leaves and flowers, and everybody forgot this concrete Philips clock. And on the top, we'll be constructing a Victorian-style glass house with solar panel glass. It's 100%. We have already like fruit trees and hives with bees, you know, for the honey. We have that already on the thing. And in that glass house, we want to do like congresses, concerts, visionary nights. Nice, huh? Yeah. Chickens. Well, it's going to cost like 250,000 euros. Someone? No? No. But we'll get there. So what I tried to explain is this building was nothing 5 years ago. Nothing. It was like a ruin. And we made something really beautiful out of it with help from my landlord, Trudeau, who actually, they're the real adventurers in Stripe S. To create, then you see that we start with a very little thing to give color to your room, to your house, to your street. And that's what we're going to do. We want to give you guys some color in Stripe S. Some more plants, some more sexiness, some more, oh yeah, it finished in 900 seconds. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Eindhoven, mi amor. See you next time.